So, is it a possibility that this could actually be the end of Uber? We're going to be taking a look at that today. Please thumbs up the video. Make sure to subscribe. And before we jump in, if you're looking for a new way to make money, there is an incredible opportunity to do so right here on YouTube by creating a faceless YouTube channel. This is something that I've been doing for over 5 years now. And as you can see, one of my channels has brought in over $10,000 per month so far this year. And last year, it's brought in over $10,000 per month. So that's $120,000 in a single year. Some days bringing in over $1,000. And guys, this is only on one of my channels. I have several of them. If you want to learn how to do that, click the link below. Sign up for a 30-day free trial right now. And we have tons and tons of material on there where I show you exactly what you need to do. Group chat, you can directly message me and I'll help you get your channel monetized. I'll help you start making money. And you know, this changed my life doing faceless YouTube. That's how I was able to buy this house. So if you're stuck, if you're looking for a new way to make money, check it out. And I would love to help guide you. I've already helped out so many of my friends and family. I even helped one of my friends start her own faceless YouTube channel, and she brought in, look at this, I told her to send me a screenshot. She brought in over $300,000, and she said this was just in her first year and a half, and she ended up making way more than that. And she never showed her face once, never heard her voice once. It's totally possible. There's a reason why YouTubers buy these mansions, because YouTube pays really well. So click the link below, 30-day free trial, no risk. Cancel anytime, and I will help you. Okay, so California could actually, the California Supreme Court could actually make Uber leave the state. And keep in mind, California is, I believe, the #1 state for Uber. So California, we have breaking news. California's highest court, Supreme Court, is set to hear a case that will decide whether drivers for apps such as Uber and Lyft can be categorized as full-time workers or independent contractors. What does that mean? Well, basically, if the Supreme Court wins, then drivers would have to get paid overtime pay for any time they worked over 40 hours a week, and potentially even get paid that overtime pay for any time in the past they've worked over 40 hours a week. Even I've worked over 40 hours in a week, even as a part-time driver. Somehow Uber, well, I guess not, maybe not for Uber, but for Lyft. And this categorizes Lyft as well, actually, now that I think about it. So either for Uber or Lyft, or other gig apps too, like DoorDash, if you've ever worked over 40 hours a week, you might be starting to get paid like time and a half overtime pay. So don't be surprised if all of a sudden in your app, you start getting thousands of dollars. Because this is just a nightmare for Uber and Lyft. I mean, I actually think this is a good thing because I don't, you know, I consider myself, I don't know if I really consider myself conservative or liberal at this point, because the liberal part of me wants everybody to like, you know, like the conservative part of me is like, you know, pick a job that's gonna pay you well and everything. But the liberal part of me is like, well, if you're working hard, you should get like these companies should pay you more. Like, I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's like part of me thinks that everybody, regardless of what job you're at, you should be entitled to getting these, you know, this is America. Like, we have an amazing country. Why should you work 80 hours a week but don't get any overtime pay, don't get any benefits, don't get any paid time off, paid sick leave? I mean, there's Uber to Lyft drivers who are homeless who can't even afford to go to the doctor because they don't have medical benefits. And then they get stuck in this trap. And then they have a big fat loan on their car because they used it to drive for Uber, and now they don't qualify for a new loan. And it's like, it's not their fault they signed up to drive for Uber and they were convinced that it was a good earning opportunity. Uber and Lyft basically manipulated people to sign up for the apps because they said, oh, start making 30 to 40 bucks an hour. But a lot of people are not smart enough to calculate, you know, their car expenses. A lot of people signed up with a brand new car to drive for Uber and Lyft. Uber and Lyft doesn't care if you do that or not. They don't care if you go buy a brand new car and then, you know, after a year or two, you're $20,000 negative equity in your car. Uber and Lyft doesn't give a crap. It's like, part of me believes that the Supreme Court should win this, or wants the Supreme Court to win this, so that Uber and Lyft do have to start paying drivers a fair wage. The hearing is set to take place Tuesday. The question in front of judges is Prop 22, which in effect designated drivers for the likes of Uber and Lyft and other apps, independent contractors, violates California's constitution, and if so, should be deemed invalid as summarized by the court. So, yeah, guys, if this, I mean, I'm sure you guys remember that there was tons and tons of protests going on. And Uber and Lyft and DoorDash, you know what they did? They spent over $90 million running ads trying to convince people to vote to keep drivers independent and free. And they ended up, you know, all that money paid off. They instead of giving drivers money, they spent money to pay drivers less, if that makes sense. They spent tens and tens of millions of dollars on ads to convince people to vote to pay drivers less. So anyways, I'll keep you guys up to date with this. For now, if you are looking for a new way to make money, again, check out my YouTube Faceless Channel course down below. 30-day free trial. Try it out for 30 days. If you don't like it, cancel. This is just my last year. I made over 10 grand a month. And you know, this is really easy for anybody to do to get started. If you have no experience, if you're looking for a brand new way to make money, you know, YouTube has increased how much they pay, and it's really good now. I mean, you could live off of this. I mean, that's basically what I did, and that's how I bought this house in SoCal. That's how I was able to afford to, you know, pay off my credit cards, pay off my car. I just bought a car in cash 2 weeks ago. Granted, it was only a $5,000 car, but I still, you know, I didn't even I don't have to consider about getting a loan. I just wrote a check, and it was like, you know, Faceless YouTube channel changed my life. So check the link out below. Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching. We'll talk soon. Bye now.